Okay, I'm going to show you how to use IXL.com in a math classroom. So it is IXL.com. You would have to set up an account, and then you can just go ahead and sign in. Once you set up an account and you sign in, you can go to your roster. With your roster, you can have up to 90 kids, which is a lot. If you notice, I already have all of my blocks in here. So here's my roster. I have all of my kids' username and passwords in which they know each one of their username and passwords. For math, which is what I use it for, you can search skills. So if you are in 5th grade, you can see all of the 5th grade math skills. And here are all of them. So my students right now are working on volume. So individually, they have gone on here and work on iPads on their own. And I can pull this up while they're working or even after their work, and it will give me an overview of how they are doing. So if you notice there, we're working on geometry. And if I go down, it will say there needs improvement, satisfactory, the improvement trend, the performance by strand. So I can go into a class overview. And it will generate a report based on class. So if I just go into my block 2, it will pull up my whole block 2 and how they have done. So here's how well they've worked on geometry, so adding, subtracting fractions, multiplying decimals, and they've worked on this on their own as well. I can also do a student overview. So pull up all of the students and you can pick what student you want to look at. So when you scroll down, it will say this student has worked on geometry and adding and subtracting fractions. On classifying quadrilaterals, she was 85%, so she's on good. But when it comes with adding and subtracting fractions, she's on needs improvement. So I can assign her this skill to continue to work on. So if the students log in, so if I'm logging in as a student, they can look at their own reports. And they can tell what they need to work on and what they have mastered as well. So with him, he has mastered volume. He's excellent at rectangular prisms, but he still needs improvement with quadrilaterals. He can also view his profile, and he has awards that IXL gives out. So he's earned a medal, he's answered this many questions, he's practiced for this long, and he's mastered a skill. He'll get another award when he's worked for 23 more minutes, answered 37 more questions, and mastered 2 more skills. So now as a student, they can search whatever skill I have told them to work on, and here's what the questions look like. So what is the volume? Now if they answer incorrectly, it will tell them they're incorrect and it will explain to them how to get the correct answer. So the students can scroll through, read that, they got it, and they move on. And over here on the side, it'll say how many problems he's attempted with this and what his score is, and also how long he has worked on it. There are different ways to use IXL in the classroom. You can have the students work on them individually. So these are a couple of students who are working on volume on their own username and password with the iPad. They are solving the problems on a scrap piece of paper. However, they are plugging in their answers and they are checking their work based on if IXL says if they are correct or incorrect.
What's 6 times 6? It's 36. No, wait. We only did 13 times 13. Okay. Let me see.
During that time, I will pull up IXL and look at the reports while they are working and see which students need help. And once I realize the ones who need the extra help, I will go and help them while everybody else is still working on the iPads individually. Or you can continue working on the facts whole group. So if I was to do this whole group, I would pull up questions. The students would solve them on slates. And then I would plug in our answer and we would move on. This is what it looks like when the question is pulled up on my board. Those students do not have iPads in front of them. They just have a piece of paper and a pencil. They solve the problems on their own, and then we check their work all together, whole group. That is how you use IXL in the classroom.